Okay. So I will film this. I'll keep it private on YouTube.
Yeah,
You can watch it too if you want.
sounds good.
Um, I needed to show it to the other parties involved. Okay, so yeah, I cut specifically your scene out of the script. So it's mostly with you and Cassidy at the beginning, although you were dating or kind of on and off with Karen, who's another main character,
Yes.
and you guys all work in the same office. So you know the two leads like personally before all this vampire stuff happens.
Okay.
So you're like their one connective tissue back to a normal life, although they drag you into their bizarrely,
Yeah.
abnormal existence, which you're not too happy about. But you're the guy with the lines. You're like a Kevin Smith character that walked into this movie. So you've got the smartest lines, the funniest lines, and people really like the character. I mean, when we were filming the other part, they were like, when you're going to get Fred. So.
Hmm. All
Um,
right. I hope I can do it justice.
all right, so we can take it from the top. I'll be Cassidy for the first part of the
Sure.
scene. Let's see, Fred and Cassidy. The next day at sunrise, Cassidy wakes up in a bed naked and grabs his neck. His phone rings. Now we actually did film this scene without you, but we can cut you into it.
Okay.
Um, Cassidy gets up to answer it. Hello?
Are you coming in today or are you still sick?
I will be in. I'm almost out of sick days.
Good. Because it's getting real weird around here. And I'm tired of being the only one who's normal.
Normal? What are you talking about?
I don't know, but I'm getting some freaky vibes around here. Maybe somebody's buying the company or something.
Get in here. Even up the. Oh, sorry. Yeah, maybe.
So get in here and even up the ranks.
Sure. I'll make it in. Cassidy gets ready for work, catches the subway, looks horrible like a bad hangover. Everywhere he goes, it feels like he's being watched. Uh, Fred and Cassidy are having lunch outside of the local bistro. Cassidy still feels somebody's looking at him.
You really look like shit.
Thanks. Could you be more descriptive?
All right. How about 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag?
That's enough of that. I'm trying to enjoy my meal. Cassidy stares at the meat but can't seem to eat it. He pushes it away. This doesn't seem to be working out.
What?
Lunch. I'm losing my appetite for this stuff.
Maybe you're hungry for something else?
Maybe.
Like some pootie tang?
The best movie, the best movie Louis ever directed. I can't believe I blew that line. Sorry.
A classic.
Cassidy has a flashback. Cassidy, is Karen in today?
No, she called out. Why?
I saw her yesterday
Where?
in my apartment. Then we went out.
You must have been dreaming. She worked late last night.
Really? How late?
Super late. Like 3 a.m. witching hour late. She had a story she wanted to finish.
About what?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell, but she said it would either knock my socks off or block my cocks off or something.
I swear I saw her last night. It seemed very real.
Maybe this is part of your psychosis or whatever shtick you got going on this month.
I was sick and I don't feel myself today.
Just finish the day and go home and sleep it off. That's my advice.
Cassidy notices a man. Sounds like a plan. Cassidy notices a man watching him pretending to read a paper. Did you see that guy?
Yes. A friend of yours? He's macking pretty hard.
Good. I'm not being paranoid then.
No, you are being paranoid, but he's definitely watching you.
I'm out of here.
Really, dude? What do I tell the boss?
Tell him I got something to do.
Sure thing.
Cassidy gets up and heads for the back door. The man gets up too and tries to follow. Cassidy makes his way down an alley, makes a quick turn to get away. He gets a few blocks and then sees the man again, starts to run, gets a few more blocks, looks around, sees no one, turns a corner, runs right into the man. So just to give you some, that was great, man. Just to give you some background, I wrote the prequel that we filmed outside.
Okay.
That's different than the actual comic. So that's not in the comic. I wanted something to introduce some of the characters, not Cassidy, but everybody else pretty much.
Yeah.
And then involved, all the extras to give it a little kick. So at the end of that, Karen sees what's going on and she hears Cassidy's name at the end of the prequel and she starts trying to call him.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens at the beginning of the comic is it looks like Karen comes to Cassidy's house and kind of seduces him. She's you and her on a timeout and she, it looks like her, but it's not. It's
some
vampire.
kind of shapeshifter.
Yeah, the vampire from the prequel,
Yeah.
Wanda, who's a shapeshifter. She's a vampire and a shapeshifter. So unlike Raymond, she can be seen in mirrors and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she changes into Karen to bite Cassidy and start the whole story.
Oh shit!
But Cassidy thinks either he was dreaming or that was really Karen because they went out drinking and he hooked up. So he's not sure exactly what happened, but he's been bitten. So when he meets you, he's like starting to change over, but he doesn't know it.
Yeah, he's dazed and confused and groggy. Yeah.
It's like I was with Karen. I kind of got laid last night, but I got bit. But then
what the hell did I just get laid?
What's going on? So you're trying to suss him out, and he's trying to figure himself out in that conversation. And up till then, he still believes it's Karen. Now he does find out a little later in the story that it was Wanda as Karen, shapeshifting, to pay a debt that his family owes from Italy.
Yeah, generational debt
between the mob and the vampires. They created an armistice. His grandmother did. She got involved with one of the vampires, and they created a deal between the families that when he's born, that they'll give him over to vampires.
Yeah.
Now, of course, his mob dad doesn't fall for that. He doesn't think it's a good idea.
Yes.
He's trying to get him out of it the whole time. So the guy with the sword is supposed to be Cassidy's. He's the enforcer for the mob.
Okay.
He's like been assigned by the Vatican to protect Cassidy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, he's like a priest, but he's also a military guy. But he's also, knows, you saw him with the sword.
He's a really hardcore dude.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And he's with a secret organization through the Vatican called the Order. And what they do is they fix all the supernatural shit so people don't notice it's actually happening.
Okay. It's it's almost like Vampire the Masquerade. You don't want to break the masquerade.
Right. So that's pretty much what you've seen up to this point, including this scene. Once you get the comic, it'll make more sense. The prequel, I'll probably put out a prequel comic this fall.
How long did it take you to write these? Like, did they come out like?
Well, the initial comic, I waited I worked on it for like a year.
Yeah. To
see if anybody had come up with anything similar. Because you're like, somebody had to think of this. There's got to be, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, if you write a song, you're like, is this a song already? That's the funny thing about Ringo is they said he used to bring in the Beatles. He used to bring a song in. And then John would be like, well, yeah, that's a 1950s whatever, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, this has got to be something that somebody's already done. So I will, research because I'm a research scientist too with my PhD. I'm like, I got to research this and make sure it's original.
Yeah.
And start kind of like with the characters, and then I build it out from there. But I wanted it to be interesting in that it's vampires versus the mob, but then I wanted it to have kind of a not too complex that people can't follow, but at least an interesting story to draw you in, and then you can have fun with it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like from what you're telling me, like I still got to read the whole thing, but yeah, it does sound like a very unique idea between the worlds that you're mixing up.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like blow smoke up your ass or
No,
anything
you
like
can't. It's fine. I'm an old guy. No, it's fine.
But yeah, no, it is very interesting though. Like this is the kind of shit that I like. That's like that I do with my friends. Like because I'm a part of like this game called Vampire the Masquerade, and we are involved in a lot of things, and it's cool stuff. It's really interesting. Very like I love like world building stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I've been lucky in that I did the one comic and it started selling. And then once I got to 5, the comic stores were like, "Oh, you need to do graphic novels," and then they sold. And then I did the spinoffs while I was waiting for the artists to do the vampires to draw more.
yeah,
And wolves. Then I would put vampires in there and werewolves and then witches next to it and then blackjack, and they all sold out. So I've been lucky in that respect that I've been able to build things out, and people have been going along for the ride.
yeah.
I try and keep it consistent. I usually try and keep the same artist all the way through with each book. And, I intermix the characters, which people are used to now because of Marvel and the MCU.
Yeah.
The idea of, this Spider-Man can show up with the Hulk, can show up with the Punisher. I think that's probably one of the strengths of the new Spider-Man movie is that it's of all the Marvel movies, it's the most like Marvel comics in that it's organic. It's natural that Spider-Man bumps into the Hulk or
Yes.
the Hulk. It's natural. It's not forced. I think that was the problem. And I think that's the problem with a lot of superhero movies when you do crossovers. It feels like they just jam people in or they put them in and they don't know what to do with them.
Yes. Yeah. That's my issue with these comic book movies. It's like it's just okay, they're here for the sake of being here.
Yeah.
And it's like
unnecessary.
Yeah.
If they don't move the story forward or make something interesting, there's no reason for them to be in it. Even when my witches show up in like Werewolves of Brooklyn, the werewolves need witches. They need somebody with witch abilities, and they help them out, and then they go. They don't, they don't meander through the story just to be there. They have a purpose. So yeah, all of it fits together, and it's organic in how people have been receiving it. So I've been lucky that way. And filming it, the way we're filming it, I think gives us a lot of flexibility because I don't think any indie people are filming like a TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're doing indie films, which this can be cut to be a film if we decide. But I think it'd be more interesting if we shoot it almost like I used to watch TV in the 80s and 90s, where we can have a guest star of the week and we can do different things every week. And
that'd be
different
great.
Types of stories. I mean, we don't have unlimited resources, but we could probably do 6 to 10, 20 to 25-minute episodes that are interesting, where things actually happen.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. But
yeah, like you said, because all this is connected, it's going to make things a lot more interesting and varied.
Yep. But as far as your character, I mean, I'm open to expanding what Fred can do outside of the comic. I think that's the other good thing is that now that I've met you and the other actors,
yeah,
you guys are. It's almost like I'm getting feedback, and you guys are giving me more ideas for things I could do with the characters outside of the comic that would be interesting in a film context or a series context. So, which is, good for you as an actor and then good for me as a storyteller, because then we really flesh out the character.
Yeah.
I think when they started Walking Dead, they kind of followed the comic, but obviously they had like 170 issues to draw from, but they've made it, more substantial once you start actually filming it and you get real people. You can do, more interesting things.
Yep, you can veer off the comics and it doesn't have to be your Bible.
Right. And I'm not like that at all. I'm like, whatever works for you as an actor and whatever looks, works as far as the storyline and looks good on film, I'm okay with. So if we make a change or you say, can I say a line like this? It's more natural, unless it's a pivotal line that changes something or does something, I'm pretty flexible with it. Uh, you know. So let's do another run through.
Yeah.
Let me get my words up.
Do you have any suggestions for like a different direction I should go, or do you just
No,
want
that was it. Fred's kind of like the laid back guy.
Okay.
He doesn't get upset much. Now, when he's confronted with the werewolves, he gets a little lit.
That's when it gets pants shitting.
Yeah, but most of the time, he's the voice, kind of the voice of reason with what they're going through. Like, dude, check yourself, pull yourself together.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Although he doesn't know the full level of the cast.
Yeah. It's not that bad. It's just vampires.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, even when it and to be honest, by the time I got to issue 9, I like to play with different genres every time. So they actually, I think they fight zombies in issue 9.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I did a short stint at Amazon in the warehouse, and I came up with this place called Glamazicon, where in the warehouse they're actually manufacturing zombies. So, and they have to go in and fight them. So, I like to play around with different genres.
Yeah,
things up to keep it interesting.
No, are these zombies like you said they're manufactured, right? Are they like built from there, or
well, they're working there, and then they're making more zombies. The workers are actually the zombies.
Okay.
And while they're shipping things, they're also making more zombies.
Right.
But you can have a lot of fun with them, especially zombies, because you chop off an arm, the arm's still moving.
Zombies are always fun. The zombies were my bread and butter in middle school.
Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff with them. So, and with me, I think the key to the books is that I assume that the reader or the viewer is already aware of a lot of things. Like I don't have to tell you, vampires are, affected by crosses and garlic, and you can't be seen.
Yeah.
I don't use any of that. I just figure, all that. I got to come up with something different. So each character, each werewolf, each whatever, I assume you're already familiar with how it works, and I just go for something different. I think that's kind of the key to keeping people's attention, because it's unexpected.
Yeah. So do you mean like to say like even though the rules of vampires apply, the same thing from
they still apply.
Is there different things that will come up like a surprising change, or do you like to just keep
when I get further along in the story, we find out, and I don't want to give too much away, but we find out that Cassidy is in direct lineage with the original vampires. So if he decides, he's kind of like Hamlet, should I be head of the mob or should I be head of vampires?
Yeah.
And he has to make a decision, but the lower vampires groups realize that he might end up being in charge of all vampires if he decides. So then they start going after him, sending out assassins 2 at a time. I think that's my last 3 graphic novels are called All Roads Lead to Jersey. So they come from all over the world. So they come from Africa, they come from China, they come from, the Middle East. And they have a specific way that they have to be killed, which the Vatican explains to Cassidy and Vincent. They have to be killed with specific swords, and it has to be 2 swords, and their heads have to be chopped off a certain way.
Okay.
So, I have a lot of fun with that type of thing.
Yeah, that is cool. It's not one key for everything.
No. Different levels.
That would keep
different things to get rid of them. They're not all one. They're not all stabbing through the heart and that's it.
Yeah, different breeds of vampire.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep it interesting for people, and also action oriented, which eventually we'll get to. A couple of the extras that came through, they literally have martial arts experience and that type of thing. So I think we'll get to, more action related stuff. And I've had some stuntmen contact me and stuff like that. So I just want to make sure that, we can do it safely. And
for sure. Yeah. I know a stuntman that I used to work at, a few stuntmen that I used to work at Medieval Times with.
Yeah.
And he was working on the Fallout show on Amazon.
Cool. Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah, that show kicks ass.
Yeah, we'll talk. But yeah, we'll get to there's action scenes in the comics, so we'll get to more actiony type things. But the prequel and the initial storyline are very important to setting everything up. My analogy is like The Godfather, which is one of my favorite movies. But if and I just recently watched The Offer on Paramount again, which is the behind the scenes of how they made The Godfather, which is the
Hmm.
insane story I've ever seen. But if you love filmmaking, especially indie filmmaking, it teaches you a lot of things, how to deal with different groups. I mean, originally, of course, the mafia didn't want The Godfather because they considered it blasphemous towards Italian people. So
Hmm.
they were against it. The studio wanted to shoot it in like Ohio. Like everything they wanted to do that made The Godfather a classic, they were like, you can't do that. So it teaches you a lot of things as far as movie making, how to, figure out a way to get your vision on the screen. But it's also like it's based on real events, so it's like the most bizarre, crazy story.
Yeah.
But it's a series. It's like one season, and of course, they all went on to win Oscars and things. But as they're getting through it, you're like, how are they ever going to get this movie made? Which is how you feel when you're doing an independent film. You're
Oh
always,
yeah.
I got to get the shot. It's got to be great. How am I going to pull everything together? So,
Yep.
yeah,
You gotta really resort
if you
to
don't
guerrilla
believe
filmmaking.
Brando's the Godfather and you don't believe that Michael's in this situation, the whole movie falls apart.
Hmm.
So this beginning part of Vampires is really important to setting it up, and if you do it believably, the rest will fall in line. So yeah, let's do another
Getting
run.
off on the right foot.
Yeah, get started. You're going in the right direction at least. Let's see. Next day at sunrise, Cassidy wakes up in bed naked, grabs his neck. His phone rings. Gets up to answer it. Hello?
Are you still coming in today, or are you still sick? Oh, sorry. Let me redo that. Are you coming in today, or are you still sick?
I'll be in. I'm almost out of sick days.
Good, because it's getting weird around here, and I'm tired of being the only one who's normal.
Normal? What are you talking about?
I don't know, but I'm getting some freaky vibes around here. Maybe somebody's buying the company or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So get in here and even up the ranks.
Sure, I'll make it in. Cassidy gets ready for work, catches the subway, looks horrible like a bad hangover. Everywhere he goes, he feels like he's being watched. Fred and Cassidy are having lunch outside of the local bistro. Cassidy still feels somebody is looking at him.
You really look like shit.
Thanks. Could you be more descriptive?
All right. How about 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag?
That's enough of that. I'm trying to enjoy my meal. Cassidy stares at the meal but can't seem to eat it. He pushes it away. This doesn't seem to be working out.
What?
Lunch. I'm losing my appetite for this stuff.
Maybe you're hungry for something else?
Maybe.
Like some booty tang?
The best movie Louis ever directed.
A classic.
Cassidy has a flashback. Is Karen in today?
No, she called out. Why?
I saw her yesterday
Where?
in my apartment, and then we went out.
You must have been dreaming. She worked late last night.
Really? How late?
Super late. Like 3 a.m. witching hour late. She had a story she wanted to finish.
About what?
I don't know. She wouldn't tell me, but she said it would either knock my socks off or block my cocks off or something.
I swear I saw her last night. It seemed very real.
Maybe that is part of your psychosis or whatever shtick you got going on this month.
I was sick and I don't feel myself today.
Just finish the day, go home, and sleep it off. That's my advice.
Sounds like a plan. Cassidy notices a man watching him while pretending to read a paper. Do you see that guy?
Yes. A friend of yours? He's macking pretty hard.
Good. not being paranoid then.
No, you are being paranoid, but he is definitely watching you.
I'm out of here.
Really, dude? What do I tell the boss?
Tell him I got something to do.
Sure thing.
Cassidy gets up, heads for the back door. The man gets up too, tries to follow. Cassidy makes his way down an alley, makes a quick turn to get away. He gets a few blocks and then sees the man again. Starts to run and gets a few more blocks. He looks around and sees no one. He turns a corner and runs right into the man. All right. Yeah, that was great, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
So with this, what's this? This is August, right?
Yes.
So I don't know what your schedule is, but let me know when you might be free over September and October.
Okay.
Do an outdoor scene at a cafe with you and Cassidy. So it probably would take a couple hours on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Okay.
You let me know. Yeah, and we'll talk details as we get closer. Now, the convention is November 14th, so we'll be premiering some footage there.
All right.
You
Awesome.
can go as a guest since you're involved with the project.
Does this mean I got the part?
Yeah, I'll offer you the part. I can do that. I'm a producer, writer, director guy. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I know you because I see you like every month.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you're out there doing your thing. But yeah, send me a good headshot so we can make you a guest for the convention. We'll film probably before then. A lot of the actors will be here for the convention, like Mike will fly in from California. I'll see if I can get Carrot here too. And then we can do some filming around that time in November because people will be in town. But your scenes with Cassidy and Karen, we can shoot at any time because they're local.
Yes, for sure.
Cassidy is Giacomo Badalamenti, and he lives in Philly. So I just had to give him prior notice. You tell me your schedule over the next 2 months, and I'll ask him his, and we'll fit it together.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
we can do the scene that we just discussed.
Usually I'm free on the weekends because I only work Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
So I know I have a concert I have at the end of September. Yeah. But anytime before then, and then anytime in October, I'm good for anything. Okay.
October is usually super busy for everybody because it's Halloween season and all that. But if we don't do that, we'll definitely film it in November. But, okay. September is probably the best time because of the weather and everything. So just send me your schedule. You got my email.
Yeah.
And, send me details of what you prefer as far as your acting contracts, and we'll discuss it. But yeah, I'm offering you the part. You'll do great, and I'll write you more to do.
Sounds good.
Once you get the comic, you'll see Fred pops up pretty often. I can write him in more as we need. We can even put you to work. You can even go fight with the whoever. I'll pull you into one of the battles if you feel like. That's up to you.
Oh, trust me, I'm up for anything.
Okay.
Toss me into a fight. Toss some blood at me. I'm good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll find some interesting stuff for you to do. But yeah, I think a series is more interesting at this point than a film. Although if we get an offer from Hollywood or one of these, I guess who's coming? Netflix is coming to Jersey.
Yeah, Netflix, Paramount.
Lionsgate's coming to Jersey. If we get an offer to do a film from any of them, I'll definitely do the film. But at our level, I think we could shoot a pretty interesting series to get people's attention. But yeah, the convention will be at the hotel in Mount Laurel. So plan on being there for that. We'll do a panel where it's everybody from the movie, so people can ask questions.
All right.
Sign autographs or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Shit, but send me a headshot so I can get the word out.
Will do.
And we'll nail down details. But we can definitely film over the next couple of months. We'll see, what you and Giacomo are doing.
Yeah. Do you know where you're going to be filming? Do you have
probably South Jersey area. I mean, I'm trying to stay in Jersey. I don't really want to film in Philly, although I could.
Yeah.
I know a couple cafes actually not far from the hotel in Morristown we could film at. outdoor, because it's got to be like you're sitting outdoors. If you know anywhere interesting, we could, we can entertain that. Because I'm always.
I mean, have you ever? There's I don't know if I'm sure you've heard of it. QXTs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a I'm a frequent I go there.
I know we'll get the QXT. I had my first 2 conventions there. I'm friends with Madam X. And I'm friends with who's the owner? Damn, how could I forget his name? He's got him and I talk through email, but I know I met him a bunch of times.
Okay.
We'll eventually get the QXT. I was saving that for when we do the crowd scenes. You'll see in the comic, there's a couple clubs you have to go into. Mm-hmm. With this, it's more like an outdoor cafe, light lunch. You got an hour for lunch. You got to grab lunch. You can go back to workplace.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we'll get the QXTs. It's just a matter of time.
Okay. Yeah, I know a few good places. So.
Okay. Yeah, if you think of any. Oh, and we're also looking for apartments too to film that.
Apartments to film in? Okay.
Yeah, we probably would film maybe 6 to 8 hours on a Saturday. If they want to get paid, we can do that. I'll fit it into the budget. But everybody has apartments in the thing. I know Karen has an apartment. We already filmed the Cassidy's apartment. So if we could get another one just to have, that would be good.
Okay. Yeah, but, I'll keep my eyes and ears open.
You'll see when you get the comic, you'll see locations. So anything you see in there, it'll be like, yeah, we need a warehouse. Yeah, we need this. Yeah, we need that. Eventually, not all at once.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do it one step at a time. But the story starts, like that, and then it goes out, and keeps getting bigger. So,
an ever-expanding universe.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Mikey. Everybody likes you, so.
Yeah, thank you. I like everybody too.
But you got the chops, so we'll have some fun.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, you need anything, you let me know.
Will do. Same to you. I'll send you the headshots right away.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Mikey. Have a good Sunday.
You too. Take care.